Right. Today's episode is something a little bit different, okay? I have played over 100 games of FIFA to complete 4 evolutions. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should be completing those evolutions and giving you my thoughts and opinions. And to top it off as well, we've got a base 87 max icon pack and a base hero pack. And if you don't know, now you know, Zito! Shout out Destiny, y'all. Come on. Right, getting into the icon pack. Let's see if we can start this video with a banger. Honestly, when I did this SBC, I actually thought it was the base hero because nobody in their right mind is doing the 87 icon pack. Like, who can you even pack that's decent? So please do not waste your fodder because that's what I'm here to do. So yeah, I put in my fodder. Let's see who we get. Let's see if we can start this video with a French. Blood, we packed Tresemme and the guy is bald, okay? How on earth are you gonna pack me someone called Tresemme who hasn't got any hair? Obviously, I know it's called Trezeguet, but come on, man. This is exactly why you do not do this SBC, okay? Waste of fodder. Now that we're into the club, let's go over to evolutions. You can see here that I have completed most of the Centurion's evolutions. The only ones that I have remaining are the Centurion's upgrade and the Centurion's attacking mid, which means that the Centurion striker has been completed, the Centurion's box to box has been completed, and there was another Centurion's one, which I can't remember what the name was. But yeah. So we go over to the squad now. You will be able to see the players in which I have completed. So I'll let you know my thoughts and processes behind it. First and foremost, massive shout out to Ansu Fati, right? I completed this guy at the start of the year and he has been absolutely solid for me. Just look at these stats, right? 274 games, 149 goals, 155 assists. This guy has come in clutch for me in the last second. He can shoot both of his left foot and right foot. His dribbling is so good and he's rapid. That was I think that cost me 50k, but I had the FIFA points from the Ultimate Edition at the start of the year, so that was a no-brainer for me because this card has stayed in my squad from the very beginning. Next up, yes, you will see that I've completed basically 80 games of FIFA. And before you ask, no, I did not use the glitch. Yeah, I pretty much played 80 games of FIFA. Starting off with Marcus Llorente. This evolution was the box-to-box Centurion's midfielder, which I think is still available. It cost 150k or 3,000 points, right? Originally, I had this guy playing at centre mid and I had Kyle Walker playing at right back. I'd noticed that Kyle Walker just couldn't keep up with the times for me. My first thoughts with him at centre mid, he was good to start with, but I noticed that he lacked a little bit of dribbling and a little bit of passing. So I tried different chem styles on him and it just wasn't working. When I first packed Marcus Llorente at the beginning of the year, I played him at right back and I absolutely loved him. And he was on high medium then, so he wasn't even working hard. With this upgrade, it turned him into a high, which meant that he was the perfect defender for me. He was able to push up and attack for me, but also track back and defend. And he had the Duracell battery playstyle, which meant that he would have perfect stamina throughout the whole game. I personally don't think there's any better right backs in the game than Marcus Llorente. This evolution card for me is one of the strongest right backs. Let's talk business. 150k is a lot of coins, right? Or 3,000 points. Should you do him? Yes, I can't say he's the best right back in the game and then say that you shouldn't do him. No, if you want to play him centre mid, it just doesn't work. Yes, if you want to play him at right back, but only if your squad allows you to. I wouldn't say he's worth the money and time to basically build your squad around him. If you already have players that fit, like if you have a La Liga team or you have a Spanish team, then definitely consider this option as a right back. 40 games is a lot of games to play with this guy. You can see from the stats here, he's absolutely juiced up. He wins 99% of stuff on that right hand side for me, and with those play styles he's able to ping in the balls down the line for me. He's able to go for the whole game. I remember previously I was subbing off Kyle Walker to put Marcus Llorente at right back an extra time and then play someone else at CDM because he had full stamina. So yes, you should do him if your squad permits you, but no, you shouldn't do him if you want to build a squad around him. I don't think it's worth your time and money, but for me he's been amazing. Yes, you heard me correctly, I've played 80 games of FIFA and the other 40 have gone on Pedro Neto. This guy, I can't remember what evolution it was, but he was free to do. If we look at the face value of this card, it is unbelievable, okay? 89 pace, 89 shooting, 87 dribbling, 5'4", 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, right? My original thoughts for this guy, I used to have Madison that would play, I played 4-3-2-1, right? I used to have Madison in that kind of attacking position with my 2 CDMs. And Madison was just a bit too slow for me, but his passing was great, his hold-up play was great, and his dribbling was good. I was thinking, right, Pedro Neto is going to be the perfect replacement for me because they're similar builds, but Pedro Neto's stats are absolutely jacked. I don't think he's the one. Yeah, I don't know if I'm playing him in the wrong position. As a left winger, I thought, or a left centre mid, I thought he'd be way better. His passing definitely lets him down. Nowhere near as good as Maddison. Don't know what I think it might be the composure that lets him down here, because I've been in scenarios with this guy where he just fumbles the bag for me, and you don't need that when you're trying to secure a goal. Like, with your stats this good, you expect returns, and sometimes he does fumble the bag. He doesn't seem as quick as he should be. Although he has the rapid play style, it seems like his dribbling is a bit meh. Is a bit meh, to be honest. But he is quicker than Maddison, so that's the only reason why he stayed in this team. And I'm giving him a second chance because I don't think I've played him correctly. I don't think I had the right chem style on him. So let me know in the comments down below if you have either Llorente or Pedro in your squad, and let me know if I'm playing them correctly, and let me know how they're fitting in your squad, because I'd love to hear from you guys exactly how you're playing these two. Right, should you complete Pedro Neto for this evolution? 40 games. The pros are it's free, right? And you get an 87 rated card. The cons are it's 40 games, and for me it's been a bit of a meh card. So if you take that into consideration, that's a lot of time. So unless you have time on your hands, I wouldn't recommend spending that much time on obtaining Pedro Neto. For me, he hasn't been worth it yet, despite his returns, but a lot of that comes from, so you can see he scored 116 and assisted 109 in 85 games, but a lot of that comes from actually completing the evolution. Like I said, 40 games, so half of those games already are from the evolution, and I think you have to score and assist a fair amount of goals. Yeah, I don't know if he's worth it for me. I don't know. At the beginning of this video, you may have heard me say that I wanted to complete the base hero pack instead of the icon pack. So that actually finally did release, and it was relatively cheap. It's a no-brainer in my opinion, because who you can pack out of this is actually pretty decent. You can get Ramirez, Ginola, Yaya Toure, to name some of the few, Alawaran. But looking at my squad, I would love a CDM. So a Yaya Toure would be perfect for me. Distribute the ball and is also defensive. All right,
run it.
No one wants to
see Spain.
We packed Mr. Enrique Iglesias himself, yeah, Fernando Morientes, okay. I used him, I did a 15-second player review on this guy in the last FIFA, and he was actually okay. So he's not going straight into the squad, but he's definitely someone that I will use. And 89 rated, it could have been a lot worse. In fact, in my rewards, I packed Campos, which I can't bloody sell because no one's
paying 85,000 coins for a 5'5" goalkeeper.
I don't know how tall he is, but if he's 5, yeah. Who's paying 85k for a goalkeeper the size of Messi, bro? So we have 2 more players to review. Once I'd completed both Pedro Neto and Marcos Llorente, I then thought about the centre back, and the thought process behind this was that originally I had Araujo at centre back, where I had Militao, and I had Varane next to him. I like to play little and large. I was thinking, right, Araujo and Guardiola, perfect combination. And I played a few games with Guardiola. So if you look at his stats, on face value, he's better than Varane on everything apart from defending, right? So I was thinking, and they have different play styles. I think Varane has anticipate and Guardiola is anticipate plus, and Guardiola is blocker plus. So it was a completely new play style that I was introduced into my defense. I don't know how he's going to act. He's okay, right? Varane, I mean, Guardiola's 6'1", he's quick, he's agile, and he's able to ping the ball across to your left and right back, left mid, right mid. So if you are the kind of player that likes to play out from the back, already has that big centre back within the squad, and you want someone who's a little bit more agile, a little bit more able to kind of be like that sweeper centre back that absorbs the pressure and then releases the ball to your wing backs quick and concise, Guardiola is that guy, and I would recommend you doing him, okay? He's got good play styles, right? He's got jockeying, which helps out drastically to cut passing lanes, and he's got blocker plus, which will help you block and intercept shots. The 2 key ones are these 2, right? So long ball pass is so good if you like to play out back, and then obviously ping pass as well. So his passing is just like flying across the map. It's like pew, pew, pew. Fortunately, I packed Militao, which arguably is one of the best. I loved this card. His team of the year was in my whole team last year. Militao for me is top 3 centre backs in the game. So obviously, Araujo being my La Liga link had to get dropped. He now becomes my little centre back, right? I think he's also 6'1". Yeah, he's also 6'1", and he has good work rates, right? That meant that I was fully exposed to over the top balls and corners. Especially with everyone playing Van Dijk, most players having Haaland, I needed someone who was big and strong to fit in that centre-back, which meant, unfortunately, Guardiola had to get dropped and Varane back in. In an ideal scenario, when I pack Virgil van Dijk, we're speaking it into existence, and Alisson, they will both go into the squad. But until then, Varane does the job. He's 6'4" and he's built like an absolute brick house, or 6'3", sorry. But if you have a team where you already have your large centre-back and you want that a little bit more of a agile distributor kind of centre-back, definitely get Guardiola into your team, because he is solid. Those stats don't lie. But for me personally, he just wasn't able to fit into my squad. And then moving on finally to Depay. My thought process behind this was Rashford. Rashford for me has been like a 75%, 25% love-hate relationship, right? Love him 75% of the time, hate him 25% of the time. When the gameplay is awful, Rashford is awful. When the gameplay is good, Rashford is amazing, right? He's quick, he performs skill moves so smoothly. He's the guy. Like, if we just check his stats, right? Look at this. He's played 318 games for me, right? He's scored 306 goals and 160 assists, right? That return is absurd. He's got that power shot play style, but I never use it. And he's got some of these other ones. What's this physical? Yeah, he's got some of these other ones. So I was thinking, where can I upgrade the team? On paper, 5'9", high-low, 5-star, 3-star, Depay be the perfect replacement for Rashford. So we completed Depay with the idea of having, like, playing Depay as that striker next to Heung-min Son. If we look at his stats, right, bearing in mind, I can't remember how many games I had to play with him, but let's say it was half of them, and you had to score a bunch of goals and assists, he just didn't feel quite right, okay? He didn't feel as silky smooth as Rashford, in my opinion. His finishing wasn't that good, despite his stats being like really good. What I did notice though was he was able to like hold the ball and win the ball back far better than Rashford because of his physical, obviously. But yeah, I don't know what it was. He just didn't quite fit the bill. Like, Rashford for me is like, I've had him from like the very start of the season, and yeah, in my opinion, he's just better than Depay. But Depay is definitely a must in my opinion, because it's cheap. I think it's quite quick to do as well. I don't think it takes up too many games, and you get a 5'3" La Liga striker that can also play on the wing potentially. And you could see from where my team was going, obviously with Marcus Llorente, there was that strong link, and if I ever got Van Dijk into the team, Depay would be perfect, and obviously with De Jong. But as of this moment in time, Rashford clear for me. Rashford is absolutely clear for me. But if I had to rank all these evolutions that I've done, if you can fit Marcus Llorente into your squad, he is number one. He's expensive, but in my opinion, best right back in the game. Better than Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker has played 239 games for me, okay? That is a lot of games, and I think Llorente is much better right back than Kyle Walker. He's just better in every stat. He's quicker, he's better shooting, he's better passing, he's better dribbling, he's better defending, and he's better physical. Like, people love to play over the top down the wing in this game. So Marcus Llorente to me is just clear of Kyle Walker. And they're similar heights. I mean, they're the same heights and same work rates. But yeah, look, Kyle Walker's weak foot is 2-star, whereas Llorente's 4-star, man. Come on. If Llorente can fit into a team and you have the coins to do so and the time, definitely do it. My second choice would be Guardiola. If you need a centre-back who is like a cheaper version or a free version of Militao, definitely consider this guy, especially if you can fit him into your squad. He can distribute the ball, he can win those challenges, and for 10k, I think I bought him when he was extinct. He's definitely a must. I think then after Guardiola, it is Depay. Depay comes in after Pedro Neto just because of the time it takes to do Pedro Neto, and I don't think I've quite clicked with Pedro Neto, whereas Depay I have done on somewhat of a scale. If I didn't have Rashford in my squad, if I didn't pack Rashford, Depay would 100% be in my squad, but as it stands, Rashford's in my squad over Depay. Depay is a great super sub to come on. And lastly, for the sheer amount of time it takes, for the card that you get back, Pedro Neto is in last place. Because if I recall correctly, this was the same, Ansu Fati was the same kind of similar evolution at the start of the season, and he's been insane for me. I thought I'd get the same with Pedro Neto, but that's just not the case, man. It's really not the case. Like, for me, Ansu is clear of Neto, but that's just my opinion.